Welcome to a journey that begins with one of the most overlooked and underestimated coins of modern America, the Liberty Lincoln 1 cent from the year 2010, a coin that most people think of as nothing more than spare change jingling at the bottom of a pocket, yet behind this ordinary face lies a history filled with design changes, minting challenges, collector passion, and extraordinary examples that have stunned the numismatic world with values reaching heights most people could never imagine. Today we will uncover why this 2010 United States Liberty Lincoln cent is not just a common coin but in rare cases has been connected with valuations soaring as high as $0.94 million, a fortune hidden in plain sight waiting for the eyes that know what to look for. The story of the Lincoln cent is already one of the most fascinating chapters in American coinage. First issued in 1909 to mark the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth, it was the first regular circulation coin in the United States to bear the image of a real person rather than a symbolic figure. Victor David Brenner's portrait of Lincoln on the obverse gave the nation a strong symbol of unity, liberty, and perseverance. Over the decades, the reverse design shifted from the wheat ears that so many collectors love to the Lincoln Memorial in 1959 and then in 2009 to celebrate the bicentennial of Lincoln's birth and the 100th anniversary of the cent. 4 special reverse designs were issued depicting stages of Lincoln's life. By 2010 a new chapter began with the introduction of the shield reverse, a bold design representing the Union as a single nation, indivisible and protected. On this coin you see the familiar portrait of Lincoln on the front, his thoughtful profile and resolute gaze that had already become iconic. On the reverse the Union shield stands tall with 13 vertical stripes joined by a horizontal bar inscribed with the word E pluribus unum, meaning out of many one. Across the shield is a scroll bearing the word 1 cent. This design, simple yet powerful, was created by Lyndall Bass and sculpted by Joseph Mena, and it remains the standard design for the Lincoln cent to this day. The year 2010 therefore represents not just another date on a coin but a turning point, the introduction of a new era in Lincoln cent history. And when a turning point happens, collectors pay attention. Millions upon millions of these coins were struck both at Philadelphia with no mint mark and at Denver with the D mint mark. They were minted on copper-plated zinc planchets, a composition first adopted in 1982 to replace the older copper alloy. While this composition was cost-effective, it also introduced vulnerabilities. Zinc is reactive and thin copper plating means coins can develop spot streaks or tiny surface flaws even without much handling. Finding examples that remain brilliant red with pristine surfaces and full mint luster is far more difficult than most people realize. So how does an ordinary coin with billions of siblings become worth more than its weight in gold, more than its weight in platinum, and in the rarest cases as much as $0.94 million? The answer lies in the magical mix of condition, rarity, errors, and collector demand. Let us first consider condition. Coins are graded on the Sheldon scale from 1 to 70, with 70 representing a perfect coin showing no flaws even under magnification. For modern cents, anything above mint state 65 red is already desirable. But the populations at 67, 68 or the almost mythical 69 are vanishingly small. To achieve these grades, a coin must display blazing red luster, full sharp strike detail in Lincoln's hair and beard, smooth clean fields without distracting marks, and an overall eye appeal that takes one's breath away. Professional grading services encapsulate such coins in protective holders, and when a new population record emerges, collectors compete fiercely. This competition drives prices upward, sometimes to shocking levels. Now let us turn to the world of mint errors and varieties covered with dramatic errors. Off-center strikes that leave part of the coin blank, double dies that produce doubling in the letters of liberty or the motto "In God We Trust," die clashes that leave faint outlines of design elements in unexpected places, and wrong planchet strikes where the coin was mistakenly struck on a blank meant for another denomination. All of these varieties and errors can multiply a coin's value many times over. Even subtle varieties like double dies or repunched mint marks create collector frenzy because they represent something unusual in a sea of uniformity. The 2010 issue also carried the aura of being the first full year of the shield reverse, a factor that boosts its historical importance. Collectors love firsts. Just as the 1909 VDB wheat cent is cherished as the first Lincoln cent, the 2010 shield cent holds special status as the beginning of the modern era. Combine that with condition and errors and you have the recipe for coins that astonish. Imagine an example graded at the very top, mint state 68 plus red, perfectly preserved from the day it was minted, blazing with color as though it had just left the press. And then imagine that coin also displaying a dramatic double die obverse with clear doubling on Liberty and In God We Trust. Such a coin, when placed in a major auction, would ignite bidding wars. Collectors with deep pockets know how rare such pieces are, and their desire to own a first-year Shield cent of unparalleled quality and uniqueness can push the price into realms few would have believed possible. That is how we arrive at tales of valuations approaching $94 million, because in the world of rare collectibles the combination of perfection, rarity and desire is unstoppable. We should also remember the historical context of 2010. This was a time when the country was recovering from the financial crisis of 2008, when technology was changing rapidly, when the first decade of the new millennium was coming to a close. Coins from this period are modern, yes, but they carry the weight of their era. To own a 2010 cent in pristine condition is to hold a piece of that story, a small artifact of resilience and continuity in the American experience. For those of you watching who may have a 2010 Lincoln cent tucked away in a jar, this is where things get truly exciting. Every coin has the potential to be more than it seems. With the right eye and the right tools, you could discover a treasure. Begin by examining the coin's color. Red is king in copper coins, and the more brilliant and even the red the better. Tilt the coin under a strong light to see if the luster flows smoothly like a cartwheel across the surface. Inspect the strike. Lincoln's cheek and jawline should be sharp, his hair detailed, and the shield lines on the reverse crisp. Then bring out a magnifier. Look closely at the letters, at the date, at the mint mark. Search for doubling, splitting, or unusual shapes. Finally, if the coin feels heavier or lighter than normal, consider weighing it. A wrong planchet error could reveal itself in unexpected weight, but here is a warning worth repeating. Never clean your coin. Cleaning scratches the surface, removes natural luster, and destroys value. What may look shinier to the untrained will look ruined to a collector. Always store coins safely, preferably in protective holders, and handle them by the edges only. The collector market is alive with stories of incredible discoveries. A person sifting through rolls of pennies bought at the bank finds a double die. A family opening a box of coins saved by a grandparent finds an untouched roll with flawless gems inside. Each discovery is a reminder that treasures are still out there waiting in plain sight. The 2010 Shield cent, being a modern coin, is still